All right, so I have a confession to make. A few years back, I thought I had my money stuff figured out. I mean, I have a finance degree, I worked in banking. I could probably bore you to tears with compound interest formulas. But you know what I learned the hard way? Knowing about money and actually being good with it are two totally different worlds. So today we're going to break down 8 really small, totally doable habits that will make you not just educated, but truly financially literate. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, we got to get this straight. Being financially educated, that's knowing all the jargon, right? You can talk about amortization, PE ratios, all the stuff that sounds impressive at a dinner party, but being financially literate, that's a whole other ballgame. That's about what you do. It's about the simple, everyday actions that actually build wealth in the real world. Think of it this way. One is knowing how to read a map, the other is actually getting in the car and driving to your destination. And that's really the heart of everything we're talking about today. The habits that are going to change your life, they're not these big, complicated, scary things. They're tiny, consistent actions that over time add up to something absolutely huge. So let's jump into our first section. And look, we're not starting with complicated spreadsheets or restrictive budgets. Nope, we're starting with your mindset. It's all about changing how you even think about money and figuring out your why. Okay, habit number 1, and honestly, this might be the most powerful one of the whole bunch. You work incredibly hard for your money, right? So shouldn't it be working hard for you on the things that actually matter to you? So here's a little exercise I want you to try. First, grab a piece of paper and write down your top 5 priorities in life. Is it family, travel, your health, whatever it is? Then, step 2, pull up your bank or credit card statement from the last 30 days and just look at it. I can almost guarantee you're going to see a mismatch between what you say you value and where your money is actually going. That gap, closing it, is the first massive step toward becoming truly wealthy. All right, habit number 2 is a total game changer, and it is so simple. I want you to schedule a money date, just once a month for 30 minutes. Put it in your calendar like any other important appointment. No phone, no Netflix, just you and your money. You'll take a quick look at your spending, see how you're doing on your goals, but the most important part is applying something called the rule of 1. And this is why that little money date is so powerful. You're not trying to fix your entire financial life in one sitting. That's just overwhelming, right? Instead, you pick just one thing to focus on for the next 30 days. That's it. Maybe it's something small like, I'm going to save an extra $100, or I'm going to bump up my 401k contribution by 1%. You know, when we try to do everything at once, we end up doing, well, nothing. But picking one small, achievable goal, that's how you actually make progress. All right, so once your mindset is in the right place, it's time to build the systems that do all the hard work for you. It's time to put your success on autopilot. I gotta say, this one is probably my personal favorite. Why? Because it takes your willpower completely out of the equation. Come on, let's be real. Nobody enjoys manually transferring money to savings or remembering to pay every single bill. It's boring. And what happens when things are boring? We forget, or we just don't do it. Automation is the magic cure for that. So what should you be automating? Well, pretty much everything you can think of. The big one is setting up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts for the day you get paid. Pay yourself first before you can even touch it. Then set up your regular bills, your rent, your car payment, your subscriptions to pay themselves. The beauty of this is you make one smart decision today, and that system works for you forever, freeing up all that mental space. And this is where automation goes from being convenient to being an absolute wealth-building superpower. Starting to invest, even if it's with tiny amounts, is the #1 key to building long-term wealth. And you do not need to be some Wall Street genius to do it. Simple, automated investments into something like a low-cost index fund is an amazing place to start. Seriously, the most important thing isn't picking the perfect investment. It's just that you start. And that idea of starting small and letting it grow, that leads us right into our next big mindset shift. Building wealth isn't a get-rich-quick sprint. It's a marathon. It's all about playing the long game. Look, we live in a world built on instant gratification. You want food? It's at your door in 20 minutes. Bored? You have every movie ever made in your pocket. But building real, lasting wealth, it's the complete opposite. It's about delayed gratification. It's about making choices today that the future version of you, the you from 10, 20, 30 years from now, will be so incredibly grateful for. And this little mental switch is absolutely everything. When you put money into savings or an investment, you're not sacrificing something today. You're buying freedom for your future self. Every dollar you set aside is like a little gift you're sending forward in time. It isn't about deprivation. It's the ultimate act of self-love. Okay, next habit, we have to break the money taboo. I'll be the first to admit, I used to hate talking about money. It just felt weird, awkward. It's like this unwritten rule that we're not supposed to bring it up. But you know what? Hiding from the conversation is what keeps us stuck. It stops us from learning, from growing, and from realizing we're not alone. I mean, check this out. A staggering 62% of people don't discuss money with their family or their friends. That's just wild to me. And what that does is create this bubble of isolation where we all think we're the only one who's confused or who's ever made a mistake. But here is the craziest part. At the same time, 66% of us, two-thirds, believe that having these exact conversations is a key to actually achieving financial freedom. Do you see the disconnect? We know we should be talking about it, we just don't. So let's change that. You can start so small. Just ask a trusted friend, hey, what budgeting app do you use? That's it. Just crack the door open a little. All right, we're heading into our final section, and this is all about taking these ideas and turning them into action. We're talking small habits that lead to absolutely massive results. Let's be honest, we are all guilty of this. We watch videos, we read articles, we nod along and think, oh, that's a really good idea. And then we do absolutely nothing about it. Habit number 7 is the antidote to that. From this moment on, whenever you learn something new about money, whether it's here or somewhere else, I challenge you to implement one small piece of it that very same day. Stop being a passive consumer of information and start being an active builder of your future. And our final habit, number 8. Now, this one might feel a little counterintuitive because it involves spending money. But trust me, it is the single most powerful investment you will ever make. Because the best investment you can make isn't in the stock market or real estate or crypto. It's in you. It's in your skills and your knowledge. Just think about it this way. Let's say you spend $500 on a course that teaches you a new skill, and that skill helps you earn an extra $1,000 a year, every year from now on. Was that $500 an expense? No way. That is an incredible return on your investment. In fact, in that example, that's a 200% return in year 1 alone, and it just keeps paying you back year after year. Every single skill you add to your toolbox increases your earning power for the rest of your life. And you know what? That's why it's the safest investment on the planet. The economy can crash, stocks can plummet, but the skills and the knowledge you have in your head, that's yours forever. No one can ever take that away from you. So as we wrap this up, please remember this. Getting good with money isn't about some giant, scary leap. It's about a bunch of tiny, consistent steps day after day. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What is one small decision you're going to make today that your future self is going to thank you for?